This is Carl at National RV Detroit, and I'm going to walk through this 2021 Torque fifth wheel, model 371. Okay, so this is not a floor plan video. This is not a sales video. I'm just going to go over some of the points of this and show them to you. We'll go over everything with you when you pick up your trailer, but here we go. So obviously your spare tire hangs down there. You got two sets of stairs, right? This has a 6-point ground control system, which is an automatic leveling system. So you've got 6 points of contact, and you have 2 different panels you can use to operate this. So I'll show you those when I get over by the panel, but keep that in mind. Also, you need to know that, like, your cooktop pulls out here, right? But then you can't quite see it. There's a come on. There's a male plug there attached to the hose. That plugs in right here to that quick connect port for the LP system. So before you use this, you have to plug it in, okay? TV and a dorm refrigerator. It's works on 110 AC, so there's no switch. You just, as soon as you plug your trailer in, it turns on. Outside speakers, of course, storage. You can adjust the length of the legs on this by pulling this pin. There's 1 pin on each leg. You pull it out and you can adjust the leg accordingly to the terrain. Low point drains for plumbing, for winterizing down there. This is your, let me get this straight. This is the water heater on the outside. The switch to control it are inside, but I just want to show you that this is where you drain it right here. So if you want to drain it, you drain it right there. Just make sure the water's cooled down. Don't scald yourself or worse. So make sure that you wait till it cools down. This is passed through here. Let me get some light. Okay, that's just an inspection port, right? This is to bypass your water heater. You don't have to, go behind anything or take any panels off or pull any drawers out. You're just going to bypass it right here. So right now we're in normal camping mode, of course, so there's water in it. This trailer is ready to be camped in. It's not winterized. But before you pump antifreeze in it, you'll change it to the vertical position, and so it bypasses the water heater, okay? That's a 3/4 inch crank there. That's your hose kit, your dump hose kit right there. You got 2 30-pound tanks, 1 on each side. Deep cycle marine battery. Now, this is for your docking lights, your front lights, okay? The switch. Now this is one of the 2 ways to level this. Now this has more limited functions right here. So basically, to turn it on, you push both the up and down at the same time. You can see it lit up. You can auto level from here. You can do automatic hitch height from here, which is the most common, and retract all from here also. But keep in mind, if you retract it all, it nosedives. It even retracts the landing gear, and if you have anything underneath, it can get squished. So you never want to just retract it. Always go to automatic hitch height. So those are the 2 functions you have from here. But if you come over to this screen right here, let me turn it on. This has more. It's leveling, but it has more functions, right? You can actually do each leg independent of each other, up and down. It has auto hitch height and auto level, like the other panel did. But you can scroll through this, right? Auto retract. You can go into manual mode, right? Whenever you select the mode you want, you push enter to go into it. If you were to select manual mode, you'll be able to select the jacks and move them up and down independently, right? This is also where if you have to do 0 points, you'll have to read a bit about it, but if you ever have to set the 0 points, you would do it from this panel also. Okay? Alright. This is just an outside sprayer / shower. These are this is your water docking station. So you hook your hose right up to here, right? That's city water. You put this like this to city fixtures. Okay? Everything's going to work. All the plumbing in your trailer will work. Now if you don't have plumbing at the campsite you're going to, you can pre-fill your tank by going to this position here, and then this will fill the tank instead of going to the into the trailer and feeding water to all the the faucets and everything. It'll actually just dump water into the tank and fill it up. Therefore, when you get to the campground, you can go to dry camping mode, turn on your water pump, and pump water out of the tanks just like you have city water. Everything will work just like you have city water. So it's just two ways to get water. One, if you do have regular city plumbing on the campsite, and the other way is where you have to fill your tank in. Okay, so we'll leave it right like that for now. Now you have, let me get this open here. You can see back in there are two dumps, a black and a gray. And let's do it this way. So you always dump the black first, and then the gray. The black is toilet water and waste. The gray is sink and shower water. So you just use the sink and shower water to wash out the toilet water, basically. So it just helps clean out. Then you can come over to this black tank flush right here. You put the hose at the dump station right on there. Like it says on this sticker, always make sure the black tank valve is open before you turn the water on. Then you turn on the water, and it'll spray out the inside of your black tank. It'll spray out the sensors so they don't get clogged up and give you bad readings. So if you can, if there's a hose at the dump station, always use the flush if you're able to. Okay. The back tank will have this same setup, a black and a gray tank plus a dump, and I'll show you that when I get back there. Okay. This is just cable and satellite through. You have more here, campground cable, external antenna, satellite receiver, whatever you're using, and there's power. Okay. This is just the service panels for your double door refrigerator. Okay, so here I told you have the same control, so let's see here. Right here you've got that black and gray valves, if you can see them, and there's the flush. So this is for the black tank for the back bathroom, and the second gray tank. There's two gray tanks, two black tanks. This is your fuel station here. On and off, very simple. There is some in here. We put 5 gallons to test it in there, so you got a little bit to start off with. This is obviously the filler for it. Now if you add I noticed this is pre-wired for a generator. It has the controls inside. It has the wire or cable running right to the front compartment where it hooks up to the generator. So you would basically need the generator and then the exhaust kit, that sort of thing. But it's pre-wired to do that. Some of them run off LP gas. So if you want to run off your tanks, you could get that type of generator. Others work off gasoline. If you wanted to run off this gasoline tank, you can do it that way too. Okay. All right. So this is your pump here, or your pump and your nozzle right here. You see the pump back there. You got your hose and your filler nozzle. So this is a 50 amp cord, because this is a 50 amp system, right? So you get your 50 amp cord, 30 feet long, and then you get this reducer right here that reduces it down to 30. And you also get another one to reduce it down to 15/20. Of course, you can't run the air conditionings off of 20 amps at your house, because it'll pop a circuit breaker. But if you're packing the trailer, getting ready to go, you can still run all the lights, everything you need, except for the air conditioners, okay? So this is your back door. We'll go over this when you pick up. I want to show you that housing tells us this is pre-wired for a backup camera. So it takes a Furrion camera that fits that housing, but it's pre-wired, so when you turn on your running lights, it activates the camera. So that's an add-on if you want. Also, while we're looking up, the manufacturer states you need to inspect the roof every 90 days. So you want to send somebody up there, go up there yourself. Be very careful, of course. Check out the sealant to make sure there's no cracking or separation. If there is, take care of it immediately. Make sure there's no damage to the roofing material or to the vent covers or anything by low branches or road debris flipping up there. So just give it a good inspection. Like I said, if anything needs to be taken care of, do it immediately. All right, so let's go inside. I've got a limited amount of time with this, so I have to keep moving here. Okay, so I always like the setup of this. So you have a dinette with a long table. You have theater seating here. Also, let me go to the controls to get that out of the way here. these are your controls. So you have your slide outs here, here and here. Then you have the awning here, and then the awning light. So never leave the awning out unattended. So if you're not going to be at the campsite, make sure you roll it in. You have inside lighting here, here. This is the switch for your digital powered antenna. So you have to have the antenna switch on. It's important. So keep that in mind. This is the starter for your starter and primer for your generator if you put one in right there. And these are your tanks basically. Battery's charged, fresh is empty, black is empty, gray 1 and gray 2 are empty. I graduated them in 1/3 increments. So once you get past 2/3, you got to start thinking about dumping your tanks. Now, there's going to be another panel back here, I believe, for this little bathroom back here. So let me look here. Yep, there it is right there. So there's the panel that works for back here, okay? Remember I told you there's a separate black tank that you can flush separately of the one up front. That's for this toilet here. And this toilet, like any toilet, it's an RV toilet, so you have a flush pedal here. The black tank's directly below. So the bottom line is you can't run the toilet or use the toilet without water and chemical in the black tank. So when you first get to the campground, you hook up your power and your water, then you'll come in here with 1 dose of chemical. This works for both toilets, of course, or you have to do it to each one separately, but the same procedure. You dump 1 dose of chemical right there, and then you step on this, water comes swirling out, and you just stand on the pedal till you put about 1 gallon or so of water in the tank. Some people use more, it's up to you. The main thing is, you have to have, before you start using it, you have to have water and chemical in each black tank. That's important, otherwise the smell is going to be memorable anyway. Okay, so let me move back where I was at. I just wanted to touch on the other tank while we're talking about tanks. Alright, so this plays discs. It also has Bluetooth, right? You can also has a USB port, so you can take all your albums on one stick and take them with you on the road. You got AM, FM radio, all the usual stuff, 2 speaker zones. Alright, now this down here is your power converter. So the fuses are on this side, 12 volt fuses, and your 110 AC as right here, your circuit breakers, and they're all labeled. All the fuses are labeled also. So basically this converts AC power that comes in through the shore cord to DC power that charges your battery, and then the lights and all the DC appliances run off your battery. So but this, as long as you're plugged in, this is constantly charging your battery. As long as you're towing and you have a charge line, your alternator on your tow vehicle will be charging the battery. Okay, so it's also a battery charger. Okay. Let's see. Let me look around. There should be a detector here somewhere. Well, I'll find it. I'll show it to you when I come across it. Oh, here it is, right down here. So this is your LP and carbon monoxide detector down here. It should always be green like it is. If it goes off, you take everybody outside, leave the door open, shut off the gas, figure out what's going on. Also, if it beeps very slowly, it's telling you your batteries are low. Okay, so it also alerts you of low battery. Okay, here you got a microwave. Works like any other microwave. You have to spark to light your system here. I don't know if he's got the tanks on or not. Let's see. Yeah, he does. So this is the sparker. You turn it clockwise to spark it. And then you got a knob for each burner, of course. Let me shut it off. Then you have also lights here. Okay. But all the way to the back on the bottom is a pilot light. So if maybe you can see it if I spark it. Yeah, you can see it back there. So what you do is you go to the oven knob, go to the picture of the pilot light, push it in, then you start sparking it with your left hand. After this pilot light lights, you still hold this in for another 10 seconds or so, and then you go to operating temperature. But when you shut it off, obviously the flame goes out, but so does the pilot light. So you have to light the pilot light each time you use the oven. Okay. Refrigerator. Now this is a gas absorption refrigerator. So, let me get the controls here. Right here. So this is on and off, of course. This is the temperature is up to 5. That's where you want it. This You can see there's a little dot that moved to LP. I don't know if you can see it or not. Now it's back at auto. Auto is where you want to keep that little dot. You do that by selecting this button here. Auto means electricity. It always seeks out electricity, and if it can't find it, it'll automatically switch over to gas. Or better yet, if you're let's say you're gone for the day and it's a hot day, you're going exploring for the day, and when you leave everything's fine, but you have a power failure at the campground, well, it'll sense that and switch over to gas so you don't spoil your food. So you can run it down the road dedicated to LP, but generally all other times you're going to want it on auto. Okay. I think that covers this room. Hey, Tony.
Yes, sir.
And we'll these are obviously your bunk and your seating and all that, which we can go over for you. The switches are all up here for it. Keep that in mind. This is plumbed for a washer-dryer combo, so you can put a washer and dryer back here if you choose. That's your second bathroom. Okay. So, same rules apply for this toilet as the one in the back. You have to have chemical and water in the black tank. You do that by dumping it in the bowl, the chemical in the bowl, and then using the flush pedal to put water in there. Anytime you see one of these, obviously it's a GFCI, you know what that is. All the plugs in the trailer run through a GFCI, so if you're using power outside and it pops, you'll come in here and it'll be there, either this one or the one in the front, but you have to reset it in there. Also, you got a fan up here. Make sure you use the fan with the shower to pull the humidity out. Okay, your bed. You have TV hook up here. There's a backer plate right here. You can see this is your hookup that goes to your digital antenna. Make sure you turn it on here. I showed you where the other switch was, but so keep in mind that should be green if you're using the antenna back here. You got power. Okay. Cool. And then you have a wardrobe, of course, so you got everything. Excellent. Okay. So let me head back down. I think that's about everything. You have 2 air conditioners, obviously. Okay, so that's it. I want to thank you for purchasing your trailer here at National RV Detroit. And remember what I told you about inspecting your roof every 90 days. That's what your manufacturer states, so that's what you should do. And make sure you winterize it before it freezes. Okay, thank you.